short break. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. We're back and really getting set here for game number 2. CCG coming out pretty ahead with that 1-0 lead, and we're already ready for the draft for game 2. This time, Chaotic Solar going to be on your blue side this time. Keepsake, and got to figure out exactly what they want with that coveted B1.
Yeah, so I did mention I really like the Maokai, but that was banned. So Maokai's a really good flex pick for them. I'm assuming they won't get it because their support is so good at this pick. Probably won't get it. However, I think the Cassante ban was a waste. This top laner has never played Cassante in his life. Banned the Darius. It wasn't problematic in that last game, but there were points where, like, if it just had like a little more help, like, because Gragas was never top. Let's be honest, Gragas did not dive Ornn at all. There was no help at all. So I think if they play around that more, it could become a serious problem. And this player is a really good Darius player. I mean, he didn't get to shine last game, but he's still a really good Darius player. So I'd like to see that ban said on the B1. I think you take the rel away. I think you say, hey, one, you guys are crazy on that. Let's not ban it. Let's take it away. And now we have a super good flex pick. I don't think their top laner plays it. Or sorry, not their top laner. I hope their top laner doesn't play it. I don't think their jungler plays it, but I know their support plays it, and it's crazy support, even if you get counterpicked, even if it's like even if they pick like Janna, and he's like a one-trick Janna, it's not that bad. Just roam. Go help mid, win game. I don't know.
Win game. It looks like CCG have missed a ban. Never mind. You know, here's the thing. I'm so used to CCG being on blue side that I figured that they would ban third first. I was totally wrong out the gate. Interestingly enough, though, Keepsake, no Poppy ban. They take Topo off Ornn. They leave Poppy up, and that is a dangerous recipe that has been disastrous for a couple teams this split ACL.
I wonder if they're looking to first pick Poppy. Poppy is also a flex, is really good in the jungle, is really good. They take away the Tristana, so they do not care about the Cassante. My message got out there. My sermon. Praise Allah. They do first pick the Poppy. They take the Poppy. So, you know what? I'm 2 for 2 right now. I'm good. I can check out for the night.
Well, no. What is CCG picking first? You gotta keep rolling.
Kai'Sa, because obviously it's broken. It's OP.
Kai'Sa's banned.
Why would they do that? That's not fair. I think so. This pick, yeah, I think you go Rel because it was broken last game. It's gonna be broken this game. She doesn't really have dashes. I mean, her W, but that's literally it. So I think you're fine because she's mostly movement speed based. And then I think maybe you can go like a jungler, but I think Kitsuo is more of a fan of a counter pick. So I think with the style, they probably won't go jungle. They'll probably pick a top laner here, or they'll like grab a really meta 80 carry. But I don't think there's like a super meta 80 carry. So I think don't like give like double counter pick to the enemy bot lane. I think pick the top laner here. I know sometimes he likes to go Cho'Gath. He will go Rumble though instead. Ooh. I don't see him play Rumble too often, but Rumble is a very good pick into Poppy, assuming the lane is isolated. If Poppy gets a lot of help from like a Kha'Zix, this could be very problematic for Rumble. English, hard.
Hey, I had my flub at the end of the last game. We get our flubs.
Do you think they're gonna run back like a Rakan into this rel, or do you think they will look for a different pick? Looks like an Olaf in terms of a double flex for this team. Either one could be top, either one could be support. Sorry, jungle. Either one could be top, either one could be jungle. Neither of those could be support.
It'd be crazy to see them support.
Poppy could.
Poppy certainly could.
I played Poppy support. I ran it down. I was like 0-14. But I played it, so
it counts, right? It counts.
It does. Regardless. It does count.
I feel like though, Olaf and Poppy. I mean, maybe Olaf is a better matchup into the Rumble than Poppy is, but I feel like both of them.
I've checked the op.gg's. Oh, Trundle. Trundle would be good into the Poppy. So yes, I am confident. Rammus. Sejuani would make sense more, I would expect, but this is a carry style jungler, so I would assume Wukong or Jarvan would be like the answer here, right? But I personally like Wukong, but Jarvan's very good. So the top laner has a ton of games on this Olaf, so I assume it will be the top lane Olaf into the Rumble, which I see being very actually problematic. Obviously, it will be Rumble top. They could flex it mid. They're not going to, but they could. They're not going to, but they could. No, but no. It's interesting to see what they're gonna pick in the second phase here. Probably they're gonna pick a so obviously getting rid of that Rakan, getting rid of that combo, even though Zyrakan I said is not like the super strong laning thing that people think it is, it's still good, and they're still good together, so you should get rid of the Zyrakan combo if you can. I would also say probably get rid of like some other engaged support or some mid laner you don't want to see. This mid laner has a lot of games on the or just pick the support. I was going to say has a lot of games on the Victor, but if you want to get rid of that support, sounds good too. That's a repositioning support. So if you do want to go in with this Jarvan and, you know, this Jarvan and Rel, you don't want Xayah to be able to go invulnerable and then Lantern away. We should see an AD carry pick here. There's no reason to just screw your mid laner over when they're already showing AD. So Varus is okay. Vayne.
Okay.
They locked that so fast.
Damn, Rock Boom.
They locked.
What champion was Kai'Sa modeled after when they first were thinking of creating her? She was modeled after Vayne. She plays pretty similar to Vayne.
She does. Well,
except for she does, except for the fact she can leap like halfway across the fight with killer instinct. But you take that away.
Well, yeah, no, like actually, if you change like the entire kit and all the passives and like all the lore and like all the visuals, then like yeah, they're the same thing. So like,
I mean, come on,
dude, both... I'm sorry. No, my apologies. I'm feeling extra sassy today. We will see the Ahri locked in. The Ahri has been a good pick, but I think as of recently, it's lost a little bit of prio. It's not as meta, but as these mid laners are taking out the Tristana, the Kai'Sa, which is a mid laner now, which is weird. LeBlanc and Syndra. Ahri is still a good choice. Yes. I think Azir is okay here. I don't think it's great. I think it's okay. But I think you want something that can like do damage, but like be a little bit more controlling. Like maybe a Swain here would be good. Oh, or an Orianna. Veigar has a ton of control with his cage. I would like something a little bit more on the CC side here because Jarvan Annie makes a lot of sense. But because I think it's probably a little bit hard.
With your heart.
Yeah, I know. They're messing with me. It will be Lysandra. We will get the CC. Yeah, I think you need it to finish out your comp. You have plenty of damage with the Vayne and with the Rumble, assuming neither one of them gets gargantuan. Doesn't get far behind. Doesn't get unnaturally far behind. So,
right.
No. From this draft, the top side for top overs J-Bear Lol should be weak early from Rumble. Rumble's usually like a bully pick. Not in Olaf. It does not bully Olaf. No one bullies Olaf. Maybe Warwick does. I don't know. But no one bullies Olaf. It's like the bully introduced to like the bigger bully at like the high school when he moves up like from his 8th grade year. He's like at the top of the.
I was the junior high bully, and then he.
Oh, you're the junior high
school bully.
Oh, you would have dunked my head in the toilet, probably.
No, I wasn't. I was assisting with the analogy. Like the junior high bully moves up to freshman year high school, and he
okay,
the high school senior bully.
You probably still would have, but you know, I'll let it go. So
I'm also we also are totally skipping something. I'm totally just realized Sejuani got B5'd. They don't have a. Is it actually Poppy support? I think it might actually be Poppy support.
Dude, I've seen Sejuani so many times, my brain zeroed it out. It was like,
oh my god,
oh, it's just a Sejuani, bro. It's just
we're just acting like this is completely a normal.
No, because I see a Sejuani, I'm like, oh, another Sejuani, you know, another day, another Sedge, you know.
True. I mean, that's honestly fair because she's just been a high tier jungler for like a year.
Sejuani's a dime a dozen. I expect the Sejuani to be jungle because, yep, we see it locked in jungle. I expect it to be jungle because Olaf is melee, and you get more out of the interaction from having that melee. So it will be this Poppy in the support lane. So
wow.
When
that joke you made is hilarious now.
When I said this Poppy could be top or support, you know what? You said my predictions were on point today. Maybe they are. And so I'm going to make another prediction. This will be a 2-0 by CCG. Please make it good by me, because otherwise I might lose my job. JK, I probably won't, or I will. We'll find out. So, this Vayne picked into Poppy. It's interesting that they picked Vayne R4, and the answer was like, oh, Vayne, that's good into tanks. We have an Olaf who can kind of run in. We have a disengage. And we have an engage with Ahri, but a disengage with Xayah. let's run another tank into Vayne. So that also, like, I guess just zoned out of my head. Super interesting that they went for the Sejuani into the Vayne, showing the Vayne. They're like, yep, Sejuani, that's the answer. So we'll have to see how they want to go with that.
It's a wacky.
This
wacky
is a story, because I can see like so many stopwatches on the side of CCG here. Obviously, when have you seen Alessandra not buy Zanya's? Into the Olaf, you're definitely gonna want Zanya's. Not only just because it's a good active, but on the stats with armor if you are Rumble. And a lot of times Vayne will pick up an early stopwatch because she kind of needs it because of her whack movement, and she can later turn it into a GA. But sometimes, a lot of times, it just feels bad because it's so much gold. So a lot of times people forgo it, but it's still a good choice. So we're gonna see a lot of golden champions. That's what I'm getting at, and obviously the Sandra ult, but you know.
Yeah, built-in Zanya's, right? Yeah, I'm just scratching my head at the Poppy decision to throw her bottom lane. I'm gonna assume that, and these are all assumptions, Chaotic Solar B1 the Poppy mainly because they want to take it away from Topo, and we're initially thinking to play it at least top side of the map.
Yeah, top or jungle.
It now sits support. I'm pretty certain that when Rel is in Ferromancy, she's unstoppable. That's our W forward. So it's not like that dash gets canceled out by Poppy.
Right, and additionally, like, Poppy is historically, how do I put this nicely? Uber mega terrible, gross, terrible into Vayne, especially within the lane. I cannot imagine that being good in any way. You can't insect effectively against this combo. You're just not going to. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Like, if you could, like, oh, you could insect into, like, the feathers. When? You could insect me into the feathers, but that's because I'm garbage, right? Rock Boom and Detrio are like, I would like each of my hairs is like, each of their hairs is like an entire me in terms of skill level. Like, I could never. Sorry, self-deprecating humor is like half my bits. All right, the rest is sarcasm. All right, thank you. No, but this Poppy, like. So, you have an Olaf that's probably going to go top. It's 99% going to go top. The reason why you picked it is because you're counterpicking it into Rumble. Then, you already had the Poppy from B1, right? So, your options, which they clearly chose to send it support, but your options are either send it support or keep it in jungle, right? Seeing Vayne on R4, not having picked your Ahri or your Sejuani yet.
Sejuani, yeah.
Picking Sejuani is really troll, no? Because you can literally just send Poppy jungle, not have it interact with Vayne, and then you can just, like, have a support that's not terrible into Vayne. So I
don't know. It's crazy. I mean, you mentioned it too when the Jarvan's getting picked. I still think Wukong's still up here. You could have gone Wukong if you really wanted to. Can gap close at least into the Sejuani. I would have rather you run back Gragas, considering you also you know, showed how Wenwen was so proficient there. If you want more carry potential,
to see a different support, just said Poppy jungle.
Poppy
jungle.
Yeah, there's that too. But
because not only can you send Poppy jungle, but when Cataclysm comes in, one, you can stop his dash, not his Cataclysm because that's unstoppable, but you can stop the Flag and Drag. And the second thing is, when he does the Flag and Drag, you can slam him into his own wall, so you can actually stun him there. And since you're probably going to interact more with him if you're playing jungle than if you're playing support. That interaction comes up more often. So I don't like it. And that's why I predicted, I think the Vayne is really good here. Not because it's like an insane pick on itself, but because of how Chaotic Solar drafted into it. Even after they saw the Vayne pick, they're like, oh, Vayne, let's put Poppy in the support lane and let's draft another tank. Like, I can't. But we'll see how it goes.
You know, there's only one way to figure it out, Keepsake, is we have to see it play out. So we're going to go to a quick short break here again and prep yourselves for a really wacky game 2 from Summer's Rift side in just a bit. Well, folks, we're on Summoner's Rift after arguably one of the wackiest drafts of the Aegis Champions League Summer 2023 split. Yes, that comp from Chaotic Solar on your blue side is real, and we're about to watch it play out in spades. So lock in for some chaos nonetheless.
Absolutely. This is a comp. This is a comp for the ages. Um, definitely won't forget it. I definitely think this Poppy will probably suffer in this bot side. I hope that because they kind of like screwed over their bot lane a little bit with this draft pick, that Olaf will be able to make the best of this in the top side, because it was his matchup that they prioritized when they did this. They will be seen on Vision here. They think they're not seen. We do see blue side Vision completely seeing Rockboom and Detro. So probably know that Kitsuo's starting that top side because they see those two there. So they know where Kitsuo is pathing, although let's be honest, Kitsuo is always going to path down into that lane. So if that is the lane, so in my opinion at least. So we will see them start red here. Anything you'd like to note with the runes that you found interesting, other than the phase rush Sejuani?
Phase Rush Sejuani is definitely a little bit intriguing. Ghost on both sides for both these AD carries will be interesting to watch. Is
J-Bear?
Tapo already gets jumped on by J-Bear. That did bring Kitsuo
He blew
down.
Ghost.
Yeah, he did blow Ghost just to get
What?
out because Kitsuo shows and Ghost is popped, didn't want to die again. So that's another game where
he didn't see Kitsuo though. That's red ward, not blue ward.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm pretty sure he saw. I think
Okay,
he might have
maybe.
saw him. I'm
Okay.
gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't just accidentally click Ghost when trying to jump Topo.
No, I'm super disrespectful. I assumed everything is just a mistake. I assume everyone's worse than me. That's just how I do it. No, we will see. Look at this bully in this lane. I mean, look at the wave control already. We haven't barely gotten into this lane, and Rockboom and Detro have massive control over this wave. We'll see a look here mid from Kitsuo though. Probably with the EQ flash, looking to go for it though. C9 Crow standing far enough back. He will miss yes for it, but he will not die at this point in time. Will set down the ward and be safe.
Yep, able to just assuage from that mid lane gank. But it's another game where it feels like J-Bear picks himself into an advantageous lane, and it goes none of that accord is mid again. Another good charm will land over top on top of Radar. Kitsuo jumps forward, can't get to knock him on the flag drag. The flash root doesn't come across from Crow, but he still gets bodied for first blood thanks to Kitsuo roaming down mid. So another game in a row where CCG pick up first blood. Now Rockboom has to be a little bit more careful, but is close, far enough opportunity from the wall to avoid that stun from the support Poppy. I'm going to keep reinforcing that as Rockboom takes a bit more harass.
Yeah. Oh, Topo at the top side getting ganked.
Yep, here's the response. The stun lands across for Wenwen, but can they burn Topo down in time? Not enough damage there. So you can see the desperation to get something back from Chaotic, but they won't find anything.
Yeah, if you see the CS here top, Topo is actually massively ahead in what's supposed to be the most winningest lane, if I said that correctly, in this matchup. Obviously, Lissandra, a classic counter to this Ahri, so does make sense. But the lane you want to have win here is this, like, Olaf into Rumble, and that's not even happening. So you are going to have to look towards where you will get those advantages, because even Bane is up significant CS with a Cole at this point in time. She will scale better than the Xayah, although they do scale differently. There will be an engage here. Misses the
Knight traded for Ghost. Yong Jae does pop that to create some distance. The Fairmancy does get canceled by Poppy, so that's a fun thing to learn. Yeah, the more you know. Detro cut off from his engage, and I guess that's the Poppy tech we were waiting for. This is what happens when people see Detro's rel. They try and throw anything at the wall to block it, but Kitsuo comes back and takes out Yong Jae, forces the flash out of Boyo. We move away from the bot lane, and CCG double up in the kill department.
What on earth? Like, so I'm trying to process what happened here. Kitsuo doesn't have flash. He used it mid lane to get first blood. How on earth did Young Jae with flash up get caught by Kitsuo? How? That had to be a misplay or some extremely like disrespectful positioning, knowing that Kitsuo could still be around. for Young J to get caught there. Didn't even blow Ghost, just gave a kill. So he will miss CS, and he will be punished heavily for that. Look at the CS diff in the bot lane, and in the top lane, for that matter. It's looking not so good for the side of Chaotic Solar. We will have to see how the game plays out, though.
Yeah, there is a CS lead, a slight one for Wen, but 2 kills in the pocket of Kitsuo, who would have, I assume, would like those kills a lot more if he was on Lee Sin, but I mean, Jarvan can also just create so much and do sneaky early damage with a lead as well. So we'll see how much Kitsuo can utilize that catalyst to benefit the rest of CCG as this game goes on.
He is actually, I was going to say, he probably has kill XP, but he is actually leveled down because of the camps. So that's actually a little bit surprising to me. Hitting level 6 is pretty big, as both these junglers, their engage tools are pretty important. Kitsuo, still not level... Okay, he hits it on that last Raptor right there, and then he goes mid. I would probably put my money on that he will not be able to catch Crow, especially with this ult up on this player.
Well, here we go.
Get
There's
the
Spirit Rush. 2 of them utilized. Boyo creating some distance. Doesn't even throw the charm out. Doesn't even need it. I think Radar was hoping he got close enough to proc Frozen Tomb, and then they would push the damage out before Spirit Rush came on top. But Crow, quicker to react, just automatically blows Spirit Rush to create some distance.
Still good, though, getting the ult. Additionally, Rockboom getting a little aggressive. Will not find anything. But they do get the ult, and Ahri was a little too low on mana to really commit to like a charm. She didn't have enough mana for Q afterwards, so makes sense they didn't play it. Look at this zoning. It's absolutely beautiful. They might still get the red buff. Do not, though. We'll go over to CCG.
And here's the dive. Young Jay has to flash away, but the third proc from Rockboom gets another kill. The first one on Vayne for Rockboom here. The Poppy not there to stop Detro's engage train.
That wave's population is more than China's. Oh my god. There is, and dude, there's a full like that's the amount of people in my zip code. I mean, that wave missed by Xayah will be felt. Look, she's 0-2. She's down in CS massively, like nearly 20 CS, and actually more than that. And not only that, she doesn't have the coal, so that's gonna put her further behind.
Yeah, Rockboom has the coal.
Yeah, it's the opposite. This is terrible. And Topo is ahead in CS2. Even in your winning lane, you're not winning. This game is a disaster so far. For Chaotic, I mean, they've got absolutely nothing they want on the map. They've lost every objective so far. They're looking to get the Herald, but they've lost all the objectives so far. They've lost all the kills, and they're down CS in basically every lane.
Only advantage right now as both teams move over towards the Scuttle Crab is Wen does have ultimate. So
the big Scuttle Crab.
Ultimate advantage. Yeah, sorry, the big Scuttle Crab, the Rift Herald. They're probably like descendants of each other, right?
Yeah, no, like it's like Mama Scuttle Crab, you know?
Yeah, Mama Scuttle Crab. Well, Mama's staring down a 4v4 big Cataclysm into that Rumble,
Equilibrium,
just burning everybody alive. The Equilibrium doing a lot of damage. Ragnarok forward, Frozen Tomb from Radar onto himself. Kitsuo forced to flash out. J-Bear chases but is blown up by Topo. The charm will land, but Radar. It doesn't matter. Crow goes too far and dies. Detro now turning on to Wen. It's 4 kills for CCG as they turn the Rift Herald fight on its head.
Hey, maybe I should predict you guys to win more, because it seems like it's working. Yeah, no, we will see if we can get ourselves into a replay here. And a 4-for-0, and Vayne did not rotate, so she will pick up plates. Super big for CCG. Yeah, we will see the start of this fight. Detro getting his way in. Cataclysm drops, then Rel ult, then Equalizer. Oh my god, the damage from Topo. I mean, I think the Rumble really did do the most damage in this fight. They do flash after Kitsuo, will not get him. Triumph makes him heal. Radar flashing in to finish off the kill. Even if Sejuani will get stunned, she will not win the fight. So, all for naught on the side of Chaotic there. They do lose everything. And Xayah, if you actually were watching, actually rotated up to mid to see if she could join the fight. Vayne stayed bot, and Vayne collected plate. She collected CS. So, she just expanded her lead when Xayah just missed out. So, look at the gold diff, and just Vayne, who wasn't even there, has a 1.5k gold diff. And then when you look at the people who are there, I mean, about 1,000 mid, like 1,500 on the, Jarvan, and then you have about 800 on top. I mean, it's absolutely detrimental gold leads so far for the side of CCG, and honestly, they might scale better. Olaf doesn't scale particularly well, and this Vayne and Rumble scale phenomenally. So we will have to see how that shakes out. But from what I see, it is CCG's game to lose. They are in the driving seat of this game at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, scaling isn't even a conversation for me right now, personally. It's a nearly 6,000 gold lead at 10 minutes, so this snowball is halfway down the mountain. It's turning into a goddamn avalanche by this point, and it's going to be on Chaotic Solar to create some sort of avenue back into this. Big shout out as well. Kitsuo and Detro are a perfect 7 for 7 in KP, just doing what they've done all season long, creating in these early games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is probably the cleanest game I've had the pleasure of commentating for CCG. It looks like they're everywhere they need to be at all the given times. Kitsuo had a really hard debut. Looks like there will be an engage here.
There's the Spirit Rush. Frozen Tomb does land, but under turret backs off CCG. When now trying to jump on top of Radar, gets burned and will die. But Kitsuo says you can slay my mid laner, but I'm taking you down with him. A double kill for this Jarvan. 6-0-3 Kitsuo is at 11 minutes.
Yeah, Kitsuo proving my point for me. He actually might go on straight bot.
God.
Will spawn the Herald, probably getting the turret. I mean, look how fast this wave is pushed. Vayne not known for wave clear, but she is now. I mean, he might even get the dive here.
Yeah, he might go for more. He doesn't have Cataclysm. There is the Magnet Storm if needed. There it is.
Teleport.
Into the double flag and drag. Absolute dismay. Big time. Boyo gone. The Feather Storm only delaying the inevitable as Rock Boom picks that kill out. And now Crow is surrounded by 4. The turret falls, and so does Crow. 3 more kills. CCG continue this unstoppable series.
Oh man, the mental on the side of Solar is probably really bad at this point in time. I don't know what you're saying in comms right now if you are on Chaotic Solar to get yourself back into this game, because it's so far out of your control. I was gonna say Kitsuo in his first series against EXE had a really rough debut, but since then, I mean, he has been making an absolute name for himself in the Aegis league.
Champions League.
I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Exciting to see some of these itemizations. The clear speed, he's going a little more tanky, so he's going to Titanic Hydra, improve his clear speed. I don't see that too often, but to be fair, I'm not an expert on Jarvan items. I don't see him play that often anymore, which is weird. But we will see a lot of these item completions coming through for the side of CCG, but because of this massive gold lead, it's nearly a 10k gold lead. There is only 1 item completed on the side of...
Ooh.
Oh, there will be a fight,
jumping forward. The Glacial Prison does miss. They can't get Rock Boom locked down. That Charm will find him, and that's a big-time shutdown going the way of Crow. So kudos to Chaotic Storm. They're down Solar, they're down so much, but they create a big play.
Oh?
Here comes Kitsuo. Finds the Drake. Cataclysm locks when in. Picks up that kill. Getting pretty low, though. Frozen Tomb
passive
pushes off Yongjae. And Boyo now low. Another flag and drag. Another kill for Kitsuo as he tallies his up to 8 at 13 minutes.
Fantastic timing there.
Oh my god, it's not over. The equalizer into the Magnet Storm. Detro diving under. They find 2 big kills. It was be a trade from J-Bear, but it doesn't matter because it's an ace for CCG as they just don't stop fighting.
So actually the gold ended up, because of the shutdowns, the gold did end up being about even there, but it looks like because of the prio that they have still having members on the map, this will end up getting better for the side of CCG at the end of the play.
It's just crazy. They are just they're all smoke right now. Well, actually, they're opposite of all smoke. They're all fire because they're not talking smoke. They're just bringing the fights after fights. I mean, they're averaging more than a kill a minute right now, Keepsake.
Yeah, no. You ask who's talking the talk. Not this team. They're walking the walk. That's what they're busy doing. They can't do both. So, absolute 10-0 performance on this tank. I mean, Green Smite, Titanic, Radiant. He's going, he has Mercs and he's going into Thornmail. 10-0. You'll love to see it for Kitsuo having an amazing performance on this pick. Screw CS, you don't need it if you have 10 kills.
Yeah, you don't need it if you're Kitsuo, because now it's just all about creating and getting, hopefully funneling some of those kills over to Rock Boom and maybe Topo by this point. I mean, he has over double their kill count. And look, he's still going. Another double
God.
Cataclysm. Locked in
Fearless.
by himself. The Rock Boom does finally show up with Final Time, starting to fire those bows very, very quickly. Picks up one. That's Detro that finds that one. Rock Boom gets another. A beautiful Frozen Tomb to lock down Young Jae, and that kill will go over to Radar as CCG continue to move as an unstoppable blob. Rock Boom finds it over the wall onto Crow for a second kill. CCG are on an unstoppable onslaught of a squad today.
Yeah, you will see them pick up the Herald here. I would like to quickly look at Champion Gold if we can see it. See how much this Vayne has over this Xayah. It is almost 4,000 gold. Topo as well, having about a 3,000 gold advantage. Might pick up that turret. Doesn't look like he'll be able to, but if he did, oh my god. And also, look at the level difference. 2 levels top, 1 level on mid and jungle, 1 level on ADC, and 2 on support. I mean, each level is worth about 600, gold in terms of stats. It's really rough if you're on the side here of the Chaotic Solars. Yeah, there's still no items on the Sejuani, still no items on this Poppy.
Yeah, Keepsake, it's a blowout when the support gold difference is over 2,000. Detro has over a 2,000 gold lead on Boyo, and that's just how big of a game this has been for CCG.
Only 2 of the 5 members of Chaotic had the gold to finish boots.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching like Annie or something, like a orphan movie.
You know what's funny is
the ones that don't have.
Yeah,
Detro might be getting caught out here though.
Ooh, good stun into that wall there, but here's the
so
equalizer
tanky.
just burning everyone alive in that small corridor. Keeper's verdict will punt Kitsuo out of the fight there, and that does slow down the re-engage, but man, these guys are just unkillable, unfazed. My god, look at Rock Boom just go forward, nearly burns J-Bear to death, and the Cataclysm over top. Topo on a killing spree now. Kitsuo is setting up shop in this blue side base at 17 minutes. Chaotic Solar lose their base.
Yeah, I mean, this makes you feel bad. It's like the rich kids picking on like the poor guys who can't even afford shoes, you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, I got like my knickers and I can't properly fasten them because this Velcro strap ripped off and I can't afford a new one. It's like, the gold lead is so abhorrent. It's 15k at 17 minutes. It's almost 1,000 gold different per minute. I have never seen that. I have never seen that. That is so wild to me. 2 items finish on almost every member here on the side of CCG. And past that for a few of them. Obviously, this Jarvan having 3. This, Vayne looking to complete her 3rd. It's destruction. And we see the gold here again. Kitsuo is doubling the enemy jungler gold. It's bad. It's bad.
It is completely chaos. And Radar, I mean, we're getting to the point where we're just picking kills up off screen. Like, even the League Observer is like, you guys don't need to see all this bloodshed. Radar finds a solo kill. Do we know how? No, but we could probably assume it was just because he's so much further ahead than Crow, able to pick up that kill. They're now on Soul Point for Infernal Soul, as CCG look to have their biggest blowout game of the season in this one to secure the 3rd spot in the Runeterra Conference, mind you, with this win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're like, might as well watch PvE. Might be more exciting at this point because, wow, this is a complete blowout.
Hold on. Here comes J-Bear trying to jump Rock Boom, but can he kite well enough? He can. He's on a killing spree. Crow teleports in for the flank. Good flash to dodge the charm. Rock Boom, what an outplay to dodge the assassination. And on the front line of the fight, it's a massacre in favor of CCG. Wenwin and Young Jae, the only ones left. But Rock Boom continues to find these big outplays and is going to pick up another ceremonious kill to move to unstoppable. And that just might be all she wrote.
They have the wave. They might just end right here. Everything they need. Looks like they will advance onto the base. Only the support and actually the ADC up right now. They might get 1 turret and they might back off. Like they are going to
engage on the Boyo. Big Keeper's Verdict, but doesn't throw anyone back. That kill's picked up. First Nexus turret is down as well. They're forcing and funneling Chaotic Solar back into their own fountain, and they will now finally back up. Looks like they don't want to take the game just yet. And one more auto.
Radar wants it. He wants it.
He wants it, but he can't get it, and he forces out, so the inhibitor stands tall, but that's only a small needle in a haystack compared to what CCG have done to Chaotic Solar in this one.
No, absolutely. This is an absolute devastating game state for Chaotic Solar. Being down this 18k at 20 minutes, it's almost comical. It really is, and I won't mention it again, but it is like comically like poor amounts of like 0 wealth, 0 economy. You're living on a prayer from day to night. Looks like they will try to see if they can catch some more out here when on the Sejuani looking.
Boyo is just proc lethal tempo. Look at Kitsuo swing that giant spear. Now able to cancel the dash, but there goes Detro for the double Ferromancy. It's just an absolute massacre. Avert your eyes, folks, because this one is just ugly to watch. 2 quick kills. They will find a big shutdown on to one of the CCG members. That's going to be the first death for Kitsuo, but in the background, an ace for CCG. Surely the closing of the door on this one.
Yeah, this VOD will come with an age warning because what happened here was not within the terms of service. This was absolutely a domination from CCG saying, hey, you thought game 1 was convincing? I can show you something better. I can one-up you, I can play better, and I am better. We will go into the replay soon.
What a series. What a statement from CCG. A bit of a weird spot here on a Monday late in the season, the Aegis Champions League, wanting to shore up a top 12 spot in playoffs, and they have just moved themselves up to a much more comfortable territory now. 4-2 on the season and leapfrogging Chaotic Solar for that 3rd spot. And what a statement that is to the rest of the league for what to look out for the end of the regular season keepsake and on.
No, absolutely. This win was super important. Getting it 2-0 was even better, especially letting themselves be known. This is a super underrated part of competition, but showing that you're like versatile on more picks, and like showing like how good you are makes teams fear you. They make them like like have to consider other bans that they might not otherwise. So like instead of like, oh, we have to ban the Poppy and we have to ban this and this and this and this, now they have more stuff to consider, so they're gonna have to let something through. I mean, these dominating performances, like, if I'm a team scouting and I see this Jarvan game, well, now Jarvan's on my ban list because I can't let that get through based on how this game went. So, having such a dominating performance, as well as the 2-0, not only helps game score, but it will indeed help them get into that pool of 12 that you mentioned, which is not the pool of 32, but
Right.
the pool of 12. And yeah, no, you are smiling ear to ear if you are on the side of CCG tonight, because this was a very, very convincing performance.
A very dominant series win here and a sweep for CCG in some late Week 6 action against Chaotic Solar. But folks, we still got an award to give out and a potential interview to have. But before we do that, we're going to throw to a quick break. On the other side, we're going to give out some hardware after a big win for CCG. Stick with us. It's hardware time here on the CCG Esports Twitch channel after a commanding sweep for your home squad against Chaotic Solar. We're joined here by Kitsuo, the star jungler. Kitsuo, appreciate you hopping in, and I just want off the bat, how you feeling after just a dominant performance against a pretty good Chaotic Solar squad?
It feels pretty good. Coming into the roster like halfway through the ACL split, and finding my place on the team has been a bit, because I've been really busy with a lot of stuff, but being able to come in and show today like what I'm capable of is always a good feeling.
So Kitsuo, I was here for your debut, which was against Exodia Exiles in the Demacia Cup as well. That did not go as well for you. How does it feel, like, specifically to like be here saying like, hey, I am the starter, I can play well and I am a good player, and like to make a name for yourself out here, to stand alongside this roster and say, hey, I'm a threat and you need to look out for me?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty well known already, and I feel like this just further cements that kind of idea that like I'm a threat to be watched out for, but like as my teammates always show, they also are not any pushovers either.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did not fall over at all in this series. Absolutely dominant Kitsuo. Now, obviously, we were completely bewildered by that game 2 draft and how that played out. I just kind of want to, what was the reaction like in the team comms as you guys were going through that draft in the subsequent game against that Poppy support?
We kind of had a hunch that the Poppy would end up going support, but we kind of were like, well, it doesn't seem, it's not too hard to play into. So even though we're picking like the Rel and the Jarvan into it, like we are aware, like, okay, like we know how to play into Poppy as our characters. So like it wasn't really much of like a counter pick.
Well, yeah, also as a first pick, it's not really a counter pick to anything if you're willing to pick into it. But yeah, we had some big question marks on our side, seeing them pick Sejuani into Vayne after you showed Vayne on R4. There was a lot of like picks like that going on. After you saw the Poppy B1, obviously the takeaway from Topo, which is one of the best Poppy players in the entire league, probably the best Poppy player, not to stroke his ego too much. But after you see that pick, was like your initial strategy is just like, oh, we can still go in, or were you still looking into like flexing other options? Obviously with that Rel lock-in, I believe your other first lock-in was Rumble. Was that a counter pick top, or did you just want to first pick Rumble? Did you think that Poppy was going top and you were going to counter pick Rumble, or was like that just, you know what I mean? Was that just another pick?
So we were prepared for the Poppy to go wherever it was going to go. The Rumble was kind of just a preemptory pick. Like if it goes top, Rumble will destroy Poppy, so there's very low chance it's going to go top. So it's either going to be jungle support, and then also like their other options into Rumble aren't great. Like Rumble doesn't really lose to anything. So we just kind of were like, okay, we'll take Rumble, and then as we see more of the draft, we'll figure out where it's going.
Well, you guys figured out exactly where it's going and executed pretty nearly perfectly. But Kitsuo, I kind of want to go a little bit more big picture here. Obviously, you're coming off the weekend of open qualifiers for NACL promotion. Obviously, you guys are each of you a part of different squads, all of them moving on to the next phase of qualifications. First of all, congratulations. But how was it to get back and have some ACL action, you know, with guys like Detro and Rockboom after all of you guys have moved on, especially after you and Topo faced CCG at the end of the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, you know, League is a pretty universal game. I feel like a lot of what you do on other teams can be introduced into like the other teams that you're playing on. So like coming back to play with them is just like a different environment, but still essentially like the same. We just figure out, or we just play a little bit differently based on like the different parts we have, but it still feels good to play with them.
It's definitely good to hear. You know, obviously, a team being more than the sum of their parts is a huge factor within the game of League of Legends. How far, you know, projecting, extrapolating from what you feel and your scrim record and whatnot, how far do you think you guys can go within this tournament, with the obviously the pools and all coming up fairly soon? How far do you think you guys are going to go in regards to this league?
I think bare minimum we probably will make it to top 4, and that's just the bare minimum. Obviously, we think, but I think it's just. So
you guys are gonna take home the trophy. That's what you think is gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only other real team that I'm looking forward to facing is Mirage Alliance. I think if they're still playing, but other than them, I feel like nothing's gonna pose too big of a challenge for us.
Wow.
There you go. Some lofty
Love that
expectations
confidence
from Kitsuo. Well, Kitsuo, it's not the trophy, you know, it's not the trophy you probably are envisioning down the line from the Aegis Champions League, but we do have a little trophy to give out to you. You are the MVP of Week 6, their series. So congratulations on that. 13, 4, and 28 across the entire series. A nearly perfect Jarvan game as well, and I'm sure you were a little bit like, that final death was a little silly for the KDA. Regardless, congratulations. I just kind of want to give you the stage, you know, shout out whoever you'd like to shout out, and
all right, thank you. I shout out my my teammates. All of them played pretty well today. A little shaky in the first game, but everyone did their part to make the comeback, and you know, we never really lost our cool, kept it together, and it was a pretty easy series.
Well, there it is, guys. Well, we appreciate you hopping in here, and you know, congratulations again on the dominant performance. Can't wait to see how you guys look in your final week next week, and and moving on to playoffs as well. But fortunately, folks, that is going to close up shop here for our Wacky Monday broadcast of the ACL here from CCG. So we appreciate you popping in. Keepsake, do you have any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
I am super excited to see where this team is going. Hearing that confidence instills within me a lot of anticipation for the weeks to come. So I'm looking to see this team go all the way, and I'm absolutely here for it. So that's all from me.
Well, if you at home want to be here for everything CCG, make sure to stay locked to the Twitter. Come back. Make sure to follow the Twitch channel as well to get alerts when CCG goes live. There's a lot of amazing things coming in the future for the brand of CCG, and including this ACL roster. Make sure to come back on Friday, just later in this week, for the next bout to see exactly how CCG finishes before they move on to playoffs. For now, though, I've been Slayer. That's Keepsake. Big shout out to Owls behind the scenes, our lovely producer. We'll see you guys next when we see you.